Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'll be answering questions that I get asked about my sickle cell journey. So let's try it. First question is, what drugs do I use to maintain my health? I don't have any particular drugs that I buy from Oyo. That was the drug I showed in my previous video. The yellow color of your eyes, at what point did it start? Well, I actually don't know. Like, I just grew up knowing that I have yellow eyes. I don't know at what point the yellow eyes actually started. Do people tend to know my genotype by seeing me? Yes, they know, because the color of my eyes actually announces me wherever I go. So that's it. How is emotional stress on your loved one? Wow, I think I need to do a whole video about emotional stress, but it's quite stressful. Sometimes my parents, they kind of blame themselves that they're the cause and everything, but yeah, it's from their genes and everything, but they were not aware about their genotype before they got married, so it's really not their fault. There was no enlightenment at that time. Like, there was no awareness that they could. Sometimes my mom would be like, she wish she could take the pills for us, like when we're having crisis. That's me and my brother. She wish she could take the pills for us, but she can't. So that's it. And then people also are not helping matters. Like, a lot of people just open their mouth and just say things. Like, they just talk to my parents. Like, I don't know, like, people need to be more careful about how they talk and all. I need to do a video about emotional stress on them, but it's really stressful. So it's not compulsory to really stay on drugs. Well, you can't avoid it. You just have to stay on drugs. But I'm not just so, like, at a point you just get tired of all these things. That's just the truth. But you need to stay on drugs. Presently now, I've been on drugs like for months. Like, every day I'll be taking drugs. Like, the one I'm taking from Oyo, I use it to boost my blood. There's one particular one I use for the eyes and all. So you just have to keep taking on drugs, but just that sometimes you get fed up of it and then you just want to relax a bit. That's just it. When did you know about your genotype? My parents found out at the age of 2. I'm really not sure if I knew anything at that stage and everything. I just grew up. I think I just grew up knowing that, okay, I have to be more careful. I have to cover myself. Like, that's just it. I don't think there was a formal discussion about, okay, this is it and everything. I just grew up knowing. But my parents actually found out when I was age 2, because I was falling ill constantly, and they had to go to the doctor's place, and then they confirmed that I was SS. So that can be yellow eyes be avoided. Oh, I wish I knew how to avoid it. If I knew how to avoid it, I probably not have it. So, but there are people who don't have yellow eyes. A lot of times when I go to the hospital, people like, always, water, I should take water, take this thing. Like, I have a 3 liters jar of water that I fill up every morning, and I make sure I finish that water. I will take 1 liter in the morning, and then I take that 3 liters throughout the day and make sure I finish it during the day. So really, I can't say my yellow eyes is as a result of water and everything, but I just know that once I stress myself a lot, like, it becomes deeper. That's just it. But I don't know. There are some. I have friends who are sickle cell and they don't even have that yellow eyes at all. But funny enough, I do. In the last 2 years, have you had any crisis? Yes, I have. Although last year I stayed 6 months without the crisis, but towards the end or last year during December period, I started having crisis, and then throughout this year, like it comes with my menstruation. So every month I have crisis every month. And sometimes it is the hospital, sometimes I just take drip at home, take injections at home, but sometimes I go to the hospital. But this year, I think throughout this year, I felt ill every month, and it was during my period. Okay, you said you and your brother have not had any blood transfusion. So what do you get admitted and treated for? Normal crisis, joint pains, different things. But not like I've not had any blood transfusion. I have had one, and it was a mistake because then the doctor who was on duty felt that my PCV was low, but actually it wasn't low because that was my stable PCV as at then, and probably didn't know much about sickle cell because sickle cell patients, PCV is not as high as other people's PCV. So, but it's just for your PCV not to go lower than it usually is. But he didn't know that explanation and everything. So, and I was young, I also didn't know anything. So it just, and that day I was on my period. But when the doctor that was now in charge of sickle cell came and everything, was just like, no, that's wrong and everything. I wasn't supposed to take that blood and all, but it had already happened. The baking job not considered stress for you? Well, it is. But what if you're passionate about something, you just go for it. That's just the truth. So, but presently now, I'm not baking to sell. I'm just baking for the fun of it. But I will do an entire video why I change my direction of baking. But for the event planning isn't stressful for me. Like, it's very fun for me. I find it fun, and the people that I work with, like, they are fun to be with. Like, I have the best teammates ever. So it's not stressful. I don't find it stressful. That's just the truth. See, I believe you're responsible for your own health. Yes, so how did you cope? God's grace. Like, I think I've shared some experience that I had in university. I read before exam. So when it's time for exam, when during that rush reading and everything, when it's time for exams, I just go through my jottings. So I don't wait for my notes to be bulky before I read. So that way I don't stress myself, I don't overwhelm myself with, oh, that I have to read and everything. I don't allow that to get to me. That's just it. But that doesn't mean that there were any times that I felt sick during the exam period. Yes, I felt sick during the exam period, but it wasn't something that actually stopped me from going to the exam. Even if I have to stay beyond drip and write my exam, I just try as much as possible to write the exam. Did I ever miss exam? Yeah, in primary school I actually missed exams. In secondary school now, I didn't miss exam. I didn't miss any exam. But there was a time that I went from clinic to exam, or I'm going back to the clinic. Primary school, yeah, there was a time I actually missed a whole time, like in the school session. So I didn't write exam that particular thing. They just used my I think that happened in second term or so. They just calculated my results and promoted to the next class based on the two other terms that they see. There was a particular term I didn't write exam at all. It said, how has the genotype been an issue in your relationship? How has it been an issue? Well, this is an entire discussion. Is there anything one can do to completely prevent the crisis? Well, I don't know, because if I knew, I'll probably not be having crisis every month. But there was a time I stayed 6 months without crisis, and that was because of my feeding habits. Like, that period, I stayed away from drunks. I stayed away from carbonated drinks. Like I was really eating healthy. Like I was more into the healthy lifestyle. I take tea in the morning, drink a lot of water, um, take fruits, eat just one particular main meal. Like maybe like it's not like I'm not eating, but maybe if I'm eating rice, I'll eat probably just take rice for lunch, and then I'll end the day with salad or vegetable. I think that was what helped me that period and everything. But later on, I just switched back to my normal way of life, and just switch back. Not like I take carbonated drinks. Up to now, I don't take carbonated drinks before. I still take drums, like I still eat biscuits and all that. So I don't know, maybe that's not affecting me presently, but I have crisis every month. Your take on bone marrow transplant. Well, I've not done it, and I'm not close to anyone who has done bone marrow transplant, so I don't have anything to say on that aspect. Does sickle cell affect your growth and weight? Hello. God, this question is actually funny, but your growth and your weight are actually affected by your genes. So, hello, 5.8 feet tall. My brother is, I think my brother is 6.2. So, we're pretty tall in my family, apart from my sister, my mom. But my dad, my mom's siblings, all of them, they are tall. So, yeah, we're tall in our family. And my mom and my dad, I think I was one fatter than them when they were this age. So weight, like there are some people that actually they have weight, like they are chubby, but me and my brother are slim, and that's because my parents were also slim when they were our age. So I don't think weight and I don't think that's anything to do with sickle cell, because to be sincere, a lot of sickle cell people are actually slim, but we still have few who are chubby. And then the height, like it just depends on your gene. If you are short, you are short. If you are tall, you are tall. So I don't know. I don't think sickle cell has anything to do with height and weight. It doesn't have anything to do with our growth. I also heard that financial is stressful. God, where do we start from? God, like, I can't thank my parents enough because they still pay my hospital bill. Yes, I work, but they're still paying my hospital bill. They're still buying drugs. But seriously, I don't think I even want to talk about that. So, like, sometimes I just feel like when I fall sick, somehow God has a way of providing money at that point for my parents. Like, yes, there was a time at a particular point I couldn't tell if my brain had up to 1,000 naira on them, and then I fell ill. But someone somehow God provided in a miraculous way, and everything. My hospital bill was cleared. Like the way the money just kept coming in that period and everything. Like it's could be God. That just it. Does the individual parent have a normal life? Hello. How do I answer this question? I have a normal life. I'm a graduate. I still have a 9 to 5 job. I have a business. Before I was running 2 businesses with my 9 to 5, but now I think I'm running only one business and my 9 to 5. I think I still have a normal life. I'll consider that normal. It's just that sometimes I fall sick. Well, I have a normal life. My parents have a normal life to an extent. So So can kids with sickle cell genotype attend boarding school? I attended boarding school for 2 years. I was a dropout. I was a dropout from boarding school. But yes, my brother attended boarding school from JS1 to SS3, and then we all based in Abuja. My brother was in IB, so yeah, you can attend boarding school. But me, I just dropped out from boarding school. How long does the pain last for? I don't know. Sometimes it just takes. Sometimes the pain just stay like maybe a day or maybe the night. Sometimes it stays more. This stays for a longer period, probably a month. You can't really predict it. That's just the truth, and that's it. You can't really predict. So at age 2, were you conscious of the genotype? Please. At age 2, do you know what was going on in your own life? How do I answer this question? Was I conscious? I don't know. I wasn't conscious. I can't remember anything that happened when I was age 2, 3. Like, probably the memories I have, maybe they probably started at the age of 5 or thereabout. Okay, so that's it. I hope I answered all of your questions. If you have more questions for me, you can drop it and I'll answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching my video. Love you. Oh, please do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.